Mark Williamson, famous racing driver. You're a famous racing driver too, aren't you?
I'm not as famous as Mark.
Hey buddy, how are you going?
You're trying to stop me getting fit, aren't you?
Yeah, you should see us right now.
Yeah.
Tell me that I'm fatter than you.
We're working on our fitness. How are you, Mark?
Yeah, okay.
I'm afraid you're out of a job, mate. He's way too good at this. He's hugely entertaining.
Well, I can probably afford to lose the income.
Mate, your job's safe, Mark.
No, we've decided you can do the high performance cars, but we found our niche with these consumer items, this fridge we're driving today.
Yeah, I want to know, how come I get a NISSAN X-Trail and you get the Aston Martin?
Oh, well, there you go. It's just your, I've got less hair than you go. That's what happens when you get older.
Mate, his hair is just gorgeous. We just thought we'd say hi. Your job's okay. You've still got a job.
No, that's good. Well, I'm just belting out a few Ks on the treadmill, trying to look as slim and fit as you are.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. Is there something wrong with this picture? You're at a gym and you get to drive Aston Martins. I'm at Macca's having chips and I'm in the NISSAN X-Trail.
Yeah.
Okay.
So have you got more work to do?
No, we're done. We can get in the car and go.
Where are we going now?
Canberra.
How far's that?
About 3.5 hours.
Oh,
I hope.
so you reckon I should stop filming and get in the mighty NISSAN Patrol?
I think that might be a good idea.
I think that's not a patrol, is it?
No, it's an X-Trail.
An X-Trail. Is that good?
ST. Don't ask me what the ST stands for.
Sexy thing.
Supertura. Okay.
NISSAN.
What's the X-Trail stand for then?
It's short for excrement trail.
I'm sure NISSAN would like to hear that.
Okay, let's just stop that right there. NISSAN is a strange company. They can make brilliant things like the R35 GTR, but they can stamp out woeful bits of consumer plastic like the NISSAN Micra. So how does this current generation NISSAN X-Trail ST petrol automatic base model fit into the picture? Gary and I drove this bucket of bolts for 1,000 kilometres, and I'd love to share with you the hilarious insights and conversations we had over those 3 days. We'd love to give you a detailed analysis of its finer points if it had any, but we won't, because A, you've got far better things to do than watch a review of a boring family SUV, and B, mainly because on typical Aussie highways it was so goddamn noisy inside that you'll be struggling to hear a single word of our witty repartee. So instead, here's the really short mini review. In this country, the mid-sized SUV and also the generally dreadful dual-cab ute have replaced the good old Aussie Falcador station wagon as bare-bones family transport. So every manufacturer is in on the act. There are heaps of models to choose from, all of which to the untrained eye look exactly the same and do a similar or more often better job than this X-Trail. So what have we got? From Korea, the Kia Sportage or Hyundai Tucson. From Japan, Toyota RAV4, Mitsubishi Outlander, Mazda CX-5, Honda CR-V, Subaru Forester, and of course you've got the VW Tiguan. And then you've got the good old Aussie cars, the Holden Equinox and the Ford Escape, which are fully imported from Mexico and the USA. Maybe you feel like something a little bit more Euro prestigious and don't mind getting reamed on servicing costs, so perhaps the Audi Q5, BMW X3 or Mercedes GLC. And there are more, all of which I would rather own than this thing. Of that lot, my personal pick would be one of the Koreans, the Tucson or the Sportage. In Australia you might say Sportaggy. Okay, styling. Just have a look at it. It's not pretty. You can't get around the fact that this is a delivery van that was designed by a very bored computer with a hangover on a Monday. Some people say it's handsome and purposeful. At best, I think it's fussy and forgettable, and at worst, plug ugly. Your neighbour's hot girlfriend is never going to lean over the fence and say, "Wow, that's one sweet NISSAN bro. Would you like to come upstairs before Harry gets back from the footy?" That's just not going to happen. Gary is a bit of a NISSAN fanboy, so he might not agree with my assessment, but there you have it. Drivetrain. It looks like an all-wheel drive, but it's not. NISSAN calls it a 4x2, whatever that means. Well, I'll tell you, it's just a plain old front-wheel drive. It doesn't even have a full-size spare. Thinking of going off-road? Don't even think about it. And it's got the epoxy rubber band CVT transmission, which feels horrible and makes its 7 gears feel like one big moaning sloppy one. The engine is characterless, not very powerful, 126 kilowatts. Not a lot. A 2.5 litre, normally aspirated 4-cylinder. And when combined with the awful and moaning Slopmatic transmission, attempting what the brochure calls acceleration is a truly unsatisfying and overly long experience. Steering, well, I think steering feel is a really important part of any car. The way it grabs the road, the way it feels. Really good steering can redeem an otherwise ordinary car. Sadly, this one doesn't do it. It has a typical last century vagueness to it, perhaps as bad as the first generation ML Mercedes were. Even though it's got an electronic variable rate steering, it still feels rubbery, disconnected and hard to position. After we handed this Nissan back, I got back in my old Skoda Octavia and it felt like a Porsche by comparison. This car weighs 1,500 kilos and claims it can tow another 1,500 kilos. I really wouldn't want to try that. Righto, noise and comfort. This is a really significant thing. This is a family bus, so you want to be able to hear the kids in the back seat. So it's really important to be comfortable and be relatively quiet. I found the seats and vision to be pretty good over 3 long days. On the smooth surface it's quite okay, but on typical Aussie roads, even the Hume Highway, the most heavily travelled interstate road in the country, it just drones. 3, 2, 1, and we're on a different road surface. Yeah, you can hear that, I'm sure. A lot of road noise gets in the cabin. What's the good of having Bluetooth if you can't hear people when they call you up? The chintzy stereo needed to be on about 3/4 volume just to get over the road noise. Even with the decent Goodyear tyres on it, which it has got, it's surprising. It's not even as quiet as a 15-year-old BMW X5, for example. You'd expect better these days. Okay, performance. A quick fang. Not that you'd ever really do this. Well, it's a family wagon. It's not intended for this kind of thing, but we found a racetrack. Second gear. Whoa, up we go. Right turn. Strike actually goes alright. Can't believe it. Got the thing, got it turned. Slow corner here. Third down the hill. Watch out for the white cockatoos. Brake. Whoa. Off we go. Early on the brakes here because they're already going soft. Watch out for the white cockatoos.
Some people say it's just a people mover, but we think it's the best car in the world.
Come on, truck. You can do it. The little engine that could. Get in there. Oh, the old Slopmatic's getting pretty sloppy now. Oh, the brakes are getting tired. 3 laps in a people mover and the brakes are getting tired. Oh dear. It still sounds like somebody's being strangled under the bonnet. Let's try a slalom. Whoa, through the cones. Whoa, stuff's flying around in the back. Better forget the slalom idea. Price. This is the base model X-Trail ST. You can buy it for 30 grand new with a cheap factory finance package. Just remember, the day you drive it out the showroom, it'll depreciate a huge chunk of that straight away. But how about this? You could buy a 15-year-old BMW X5 for half the price, which is a genuine 4x4, has a proper V8 that sounds great, has twice the cylinders, twice the horsepower, twice the torque, and twice the towing capacity, is slightly shorter and just an inch wider, so it's about the same size, is way more comfortable and luxurious for 5 people. It's quiet, it's fast, it still looks more modern than this Nissan despite being a 20-year-old design, and it's got a proper sports shift automatic and it actually drives like a car and feels good to drive. Sure, it'll cost you a heap in fuel and servicing and it'll have high mileage, but you're already 15 grand ahead. I'm just saying this is an option, okay? So that's my super quick review of this Nissan X-Trail ST. It's safe, it's sensible, and it's dull. But hey, that's just my view. Yeah, but nah, your mileage might vary. See ya. Traditional Aussie
bacon roll
with cheese, gluten free. Yeah, it's relish.
It should be tomato sauce.
Oh, we're gonna have a religious debate about that. Yum. That is a tasty burger.
That's the all Aussie question. Do you have relish? Do you have
Barbecue.
barbecue, or do you have tomato sauce?
Okay, that's the vote on this video today. You need to tell us tomato sauce, barbecue sauce, or relish. What do you have on a bacon and egg roll?
I'm going tomato.
I'm going with the relish. Thanks for watching the video. We've got a heap of really interesting cars coming up straight away, so please subscribe to the channel so we can keep producing content. We want to bring videos like this one out every week. See you soon.